I want to end the bullying that goes on in schools today, whether it's elementary schools, middle schools, or high schools. I feel like if we can stop that, then maybe we could stop some of the other things that are happening.
Hi there, it's Michelle Gwen with the Gwen Properties team at RE/MAX Professionals. And today I am super honored to have Phil Arnott with Stick2Life. Stick2Life is a nonprofit.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit more about that, Phil. Thanks for being here.
I'm actually the president of Stick2Life. We are trying to bring positive messaging back to communities and schools with using these magnets back behind me and bringing in speakers to do assemblies in the school and launch the program and bring that positive messaging and get rid of some of the negative stuff that's been happening in the schools.
The idea behind this, and tell me if I'm getting any of this wrong, is obviously high schools have lockers.
Yes.
So a kiddo can run up, maybe even anonymously. And pick up one of these magnets and
yes.
throw them on somebody's locker.
Right.
Somebody that needs just a little pick-me-up throughout the day, or
right.
Positive inspiration.
Or if it's somebody's birthday or whatever it might be. Yeah.
So that's awesome. I think that's really cool. So Phil, you shared with me bringing communities and students together with one inspirational message at a time is really kind of the overall mission and message of the
yes.
company, and really kind of behind some of the fun things that you guys are doing in
yes.
order to get this message through. So I think that's very cool. As you bring this into schools and introduce this, what is kind of the process for doing that? You were explaining to me that the overall hope and goal as you bring this in is maybe to start, if approved by a school, is to start with an assembly, and then where does it go from there?
So we get a national speaker to come in and do an assembly that is created for whether it's elementary school, middle school, or high school. Obviously the messaging would be different in an elementary school than it would be in a high school. Yeah. And then once we get the high school to say yes, and we bring in and we do the assembly, then it's my job to go out and find sponsors that will cover the costs. We don't want schools to have to pay for any of the costs. We want to find sponsors. We want people within the community of that school to help and make a difference for that school and the kids that go there.
So once it gets kicked off, you'll bring do the assembly, you'll have your sponsorship, but there's other things that you guys do too. Ice cream socials, you were
yep.
telling me about that,
yep.
and just certain events throughout the year.
Yep.
So any sort of maybe business partner that was sponsoring this whole program.
Right, then gets the opportunity, if we do an ice cream social or an event at the school, a community event, we would invite them to come and participate, maybe have a table, they can hand out flyers, they can market to the school as one of our sponsors. And they get stuff on our website, social media. The day that they sign up, the day that they say yes, I will do a Facebook Live with them right there on the spot.
Awesome.
To try and thank them and to get everybody to see what we're doing and get the community to know what's happening.
Great. And you've got different ideas if schools don't have lockers and
yes.
that sort of thing. So that's I think that's amazing that
we're
you're
working
thinking
on
environment and age group and all that sort of thing.
Right, and then the schools can also come to us, and if they want to maybe buy some magnets to do fundraising or anything like that, we can offer magnets at a really low cost that they can then turn around and sell and make a profit and raise money for the school.
That's great. So you have some pretty lofty goals this year too, and I think you told me about them a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
You're not yet in any Colorado schools, but you want to be, and then
yes.
Yes.
I would like to be in every school in the state of Colorado within the next 2 or 3 years. I know that's a lot of work, and there are a lot of schools, probably schools I don't even know about. But for me personally, I want to end the bullying that goes on in schools today, whether it's elementary schools, middle schools, or high schools. I feel like if we can stop that, then maybe we could stop some of the other things that are happening. The violence, the suicide. Our kids are our future, and if we don't do something to help them today, then we will have no future.
Thank you so much. I think this is a fantastic idea. My kids approve. They took a look and love the idea. So I wish you great success, and hopefully we'll be talking about sponsorship in the future.
Yes.
Phil Arnott with Stick2Life. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Michelle.